Oh goodness. Bodygripper claims that a full Your Dad theme song has been written.
He just needs to record it. Okay. I was gonna say, if it's recorded, must hear. However...
Oh, hell yes.
And yes, Park, I think that is basically the difference between Swedish firearm enthusiasts and American firearm enthusiasts, in that the Swedish firearm enthusiast he lives in the middle of the forest, and he says, well, what will I do if a bear comes knocking? And the government says, well, actually, you sort of have a point, okay. We'll allow you to own a rifle.
If a bear comes knocking, you may use your rifle.
And then of course, Bureau there is the... the Bureau of Boom Boom. Yes. Yes.
Yes, we have lots of survivalists in America.
But what if it is an owl bear? Well, I would definitely want a slightly heftier caliber if I'm to take on an owl bear. Seriously. I don't even know what the hell would you need to take on an owlbear, actually. They have a pretty damn decent armor class, so they're probably pretty tough. Owlbear firearm chat. Whoa, okay. Chief, if it was an Umber Hulk...
I think you'd be fucked.
Yeah, then I would probably need some sort of armor-piercing ammunition from a proper hunting rifle and aim for the head, I suppose. Seriously, I have no idea what I would actually do to one of those guys.
And then pray for the best.
Yeah, pretty much. And it does seem, in fact, that the names do change. Now we have Eulalie. Eulalie de Cheval de Mont.
Well, you're gonna have to go kick out the two who just bred, so you can get Epson and Alani.
Get. Better get when the getting's good.
That is true, Domus. Tarasks are boring pet because they sleep all the time.
Then they wake up and they put down one hell of a poop. Then you spend the next few weeks just shoveling that shit out.
Oh. First, you gotta hope that that's all it's doing for waking up is, you know, waking up and taking a shit. Because if it's up and angry, oh boy, that's gonna be a hell of a put down.
Ah, adult. That's my favorite genre video. What were we talking about again?
I kinda got lost.
No one knows what's going on anymore.
Orc
right.
Boys. More DACA. Yeah, that's how you deal with Orc Boys. More DACA.
We want to go to the Écurie. Alright, Epsom, our level 2 friend. Goes with an ad which gives us Chantilly. Hey, that's actually a very horsey name.
Yeah, Chantilly? Yeah.
You're actually going to need 2 more 2s.
Yep. And then we'll be roughly set. Seriously, this is going a lot faster now than it did the first time, I can tell you that much.
Mostly because you know what you're doing now, or because you're starting with level 2s?
Chef Ace, you can demand the use of nuclear weapons all you like, but the thing is that there is actually a specific law that states that civilians do not gain access to nuclear weapons due to the nuclear treaties in place. So the Second Amendment does not cover weapons of mass destruction.
Hold on one second.
But like a fat man, yes, like Fat Man and Little Boy.
Yep. Sort of difficult to make portable, but you know how it is. Sheface, good luck with becoming your own country, because the US has a pretty harsh history when it comes to people trying to secede. Because the interesting thing about the United States is that its constitution actually states that once you are part of the Union, you are not allowed to secede. It is against the law. So if you even try, you are in for a smacking. Now, Domis is not familiar with the Davy Crockett. The Davy Crockett was basically the United States Army's attempt at making a small tactical nuclear weapon that could be fired from a device that was man-portable. It was basically a cross between a mortar and a rocket launcher that fired small nukes. Naturally, after we realized that, you know, being close to the fallout was incredibly dangerous, we realized that that was a terrible idea. So they were never used in combat. We also pretty much did... I mean, the United States didn't actually have anything to fire small nukes at. Would have made people sort of annoyed.
Yeah.
Right, alright. Come to think of it, let's send Agassi out and do something. Yes, Park Sweden did indeed experiment with moose cavalry, and then we learned that moose do not work that way.
No.
It was fun while it lasted, but it didn't last very long.
Yeah, moose tend to not appreciate things on their backs.
Yeah, doubly so since it's the Northern European moose, which is the biggest kind. Those guys are huge, and they are not very happy.
Yeah,
Still, we actually do have domesticated moose in Sweden.
That's cool.
Okay, hopefully that didn't bugger anyone.
Nope.
No, that went fine.
Okay, because I accidentally pushed end call instead of mute mic, so I had to rejoin.
Whoops.
Oh. No, yeah, that worked fine.
Yeah, I'm just making sure me joining didn't, like, you know, force it to pop back up or anything like that.
No, but you messed up the stream.
Oh.
You destroyed everything by being here.
I'll go then. But no.
We have a moose at our zoo named Tahoma. And when he was still a little bit young, he was getting his big old full antlers in, and, well, he'd break them on things.
Yeah.
And so he'd throw bigger temper tantrums because he broke his antlers. And he has turkeys in his enclosure.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Poor birds.
He decided, we happened to be there, and he decided to just start wrecking the turkey shit. They were all fine, but we did find a keeper. Like, you might want to count the turkeys, because your moose was trying to murder them.
And he just laughed. Yeah, they do that every week.
Yeah, she was like,
they hate each
there.
other. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he's chilled out a little bit more now that he's older, but...
Oh god. Horse, no.
Oh.
Oof.
I saw that just to headbutt that log.
Still, these horses are incredibly tough, seriously.
Oh boy.
A domesticated Wolverine. I do not see that happening anytime soon.
Well, I mean...
you can get skunks in some states.
Yeah, but the difference between a skunk and a Wolverine is roughly the difference between a 9mm pistol and an entire rocket battery, basically. I mean, Wolverines operate on a different level.
Oh, yes.
I was gonna say, I would honestly, if that was possible, it's called I would attach a ripcord to the damn thing. As, you know, it doesn't do anything, except it's just there in a small ball, so I can sit there, put the Wolverine down, have the ripcord, pull the ripcord, and tell the Wolverine to sick it.
Wolverine armor. You basically strap angry, badly fed Wolverines to the outside of your armor, and then you walk into combat.
And just let them have at it.
Yep. And then you have once again a Yakov that you pull and the armor just falls off. Then you run away, and because you're so much lighter than everyone else, since you have dropped your armor, you get away. They don't.
So you basically want a Wolverine in the Pokeball. Yes, that's what
That
they're
would
saying.
be brilliant. Just throw that down on the street if someone picks a fight with you. Complete chaos.
The conversations I've had with some of my friends about if Pokemon were real.
They would all get a female Gardevoir, and then they would realize that they're still too nervous to talk to girls, even if they're a different species.
Actually, no. Some of them are female friends, so...
So they would get a male Gardevoir, and then realize that they're still too shy to talk to boys?
Actually, no.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what was it? Machamp? God.
The four-armed, big, beefy man?
I was thinking the second generation. You have Machamp. Machamp's the last one. And then I can't remember
It's Machop, Machoke, Machamp, and that's actually first gen.
Yes, I know it's first gen.
Trap sprung.
Yeah, I only...
You're talking about this.
Never mind. I'm losing my point.
You were talking about the second evolution, not second gen.
Yes.
And that's Choke.
Yes,
Machoke.
Thank you all.
Gonna have a Machoke bitch.
You know, admittedly, the first gen is about the only generation I can arguably quote off the top of my head. The rest, I don't know.
If you don't know the perfect breeding spectrum of at least 700 Pokemon, you are not a Pokemon master.
And I'm not a Pokemon master. One of my friends is, so I go to them for all that information.
You just come in, hey, I just had a question about Pokemon. And they just slowly turn their head and then they pull a lever and just, you know, the walls spin around and reveal Pokemon computers, Pokemon bookcases and everything. And he just points to his low Japanese table that just rose from the floor and says, "Sit, we have much to discuss."
That's only if he doesn't know it off the top of his head. The guy is a walking encyclopedia, I swear.
Jeez.
Pokédex memorizers.
Practically. I mean, he knows all the natures by heart. He knows most of the Pokemon off the top of his head. And what's the best way to breed them. It's just, guy's insane. For me,
Ditto. Just always grab a Ditto and let the Ditto do everything.
The horror of the Pokemon world.
I just find it absolutely amazing that you have these. I mean, everyone in universe is using Pokemon. Like, literally everyone. They're using freaking sentient vacuum cleaners in the newer games, I believe. Ghost Pokemon that inhabit vacuum cleaners and dishwashers.
Rotom.
Yeah.
Rotom. Yeah.
But here's the thing. According to the games, no one has ever actually seen a Pokemon breed. They don't know how that shit works. They just hang out and eggs appear.
Yep. There's actually
mammals laying eggs. Rodents laying eggs. Whales having sex with squirrels and laying eggs.
There was actually this very funny Flash animation way back. Actually, not way back, but I saw months to a year ago where, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's Professor Oak trying to actually see Pokemon breed. So he's apparently been up for 3 odd days solid staring at 2 Squirtles. And of course, Ash comes in and fucks everything up by releasing his herd of Tauros, making Professor Oak look away for like 10 seconds tops, looks back, and there's an egg.
Mystery. Still, there are a lot of Pokemon that I don't think that in any sort of modern civilization would allow to continue to exist. Like, you know, the giant carnivorous birds that can shoot lightning bolts with their wings. I don't think we would allow those flying around if we had any sort of, inkling to actually go up and make airborne vehicles.
And in no way, shape, or form would we ever, ever, ever allow the most horrendous breeding combination ever. Hot Whale Lord on Skitty Action.
Oh.
That doesn't sound good. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good.
It's not.
A Whale Lord is literally a giant, is a whale. We're talking, blue sperm whale size. Blue whale or sperm whale size. Skitty is the size of a cat. Your average house cat.
And the joke is that this is actually a possible breeding combination in last generation.
They're in yes, 4th generation. I think they are in the same egg group, and anyone in the same egg group can breed, regardless of what they are. And those two are in the same egg group. So everyone makes the joke, Hot Whale Lord on Skitty Action, because it is two completely different size Pokemon.
To be fair, not everyone, just creepy people.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, just creepy.
The creepers.
Can we talk about something manly now?
Like horses. Horses are manly.
Or Monkey from Enslaved.
He's not so much manly as a complete raging asshole, though.
Sorry, I'm thinking of School Monkey, who just, loves to go all man talk when that comes up.
Actually, I think it should be brought up, that is because it's sort of funny. Ninja Theory made Heavenly Sword, Enslaved, and recently the new DMC.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. For Heavenly Sword and Enslaved, Ninja Theory were lauded for their excellent script writing. But the thing is that Rhianna Pratchett, the daughter of Terry Pratchett, the fantasy writer, wrote Heavenly Sword. And Enslaved was written by a other very well featured, actually, scriptwriter, and I think he's also worked as a director. And he has this amazing story of when he first arrived at Ninja Theory, and he basically went through the script that they had worked out, the basic storyboard. And in one early scene, Monkey is walking past a man who's hanging off a ledge, just clinging on for dear life and screaming for help. And in the original Ninja Theory script, Monkey stomps on his hands to make him fall down.
Wow.
And good old Tamim, who we all know decided to decide a new Dante after himself, said that this will make people realize that Monkey is a badass.
No, that'll make
And the new scriptwriter basically said that no, it will make people realize that he's a complete raging asshole.
Yeah.
So he basically just ripped out every other page of that storyboard and rewrote everything.
Wow.
Just, wow, indeed.
And that is why it is so hilarious when people are saying, well, the new DMC has to be well written because Heavenly Sword and Enslaved were so well written. Well, here's the thing.
Nope.
DMC is the first game that Ninja Theory has written themselves.
And not had somebody come in and look it over.
Yep.
Now, I've heard some decent stuff about the new DMC. I'm not going to name names or anything, but I've heard some decent stuff about it. And to the point of I'm at least willing to give the game a try. Doesn't mean I'm going to like it, but I'm at least willing to give the game a try.
One person I was talking with was... He was
actually, Dotai, no, we cannot hear you talk. I was sort of worried that you would be asking that, because we sort of noticed something when you originally joined, but we didn't hear anything. And since then you've been completely quiet, so I've been just... Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's not even showing up as being on my Skype call.
Well, he's at least in... For me, he's showing up as a member here.
Actually, I do take that back, yeah, he is showing up, but there is nothing there in regards to it saying that it's, oh, this person's talking.
So, yes, I'm very sad to say, Dotai, you have been talking to yourself for an hour. We have not heard you at all.
Well then.
That that's why we haven't been responding to you at all. Not because we don't like you, it's because we haven't heard anything.
Uh-huh.
All the adults just talking over him, being dicks. But yeah, at least we probably don't have to worry about the new DMC too much, because it's past the big sales period and the Devil May Cry HD collection has been outselling it every week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That says something right there.
From what I understand, it's set to reach roughly 1 million copies sold, which means that it will be the worst selling DMC game ever.
Damn. Well, remember, Capcom didn't make that game. It was Ninja Theory. They just saw, like, okay, we'll let you have it.
Yeah, well, Capcom did hand it over. And actually, there was a really, really great interview with the guy at Capcom who was manager of the project. And his story of when he visited Ninja Theory was also hilarious, because he started his little interview by basically explaining that, you know, the approach to the art design and so on is very different depending on if you're in the US and Japan. So I went there with an open mind, but I was still a bit confused, because when I arrived, I realized that all the enemy sketches by 2 artists had giant blades on their elbows. Like all of them. They all had elbow blades. And I asked them, will they all be using the elbow blades to attack? And it says, well, and the artist said, well, they won't actually be using them to attack. It's just part of the design.
But why put something there if it's not going to be utilized?
Yeah. And that's basically what he said, that, look, you know, you can't do this. You can't put elbow blades on, like, 6 out of 8 enemies, and then only have 1 enemy actually fight with the elbow blade. It doesn't work that way. And he said that he actually spent a lot of his time there just reining them in and pointing out that this isn't quite right. And it was after that visit they took the original DMC team that then had moved on to make Dragon's Dogma. They were just finished with Dragon's Dogma. So they basically took the entire team and set them on fixing Ninja Theory's combat engine, because it was broken beyond repair, but more or less at that point, fixing it up. Which means that in the end, the only part of the new DMC that is basically all Ninja Theory are the new the story and the new character designs. That is all that Ninja Theory has actually achieved. The gameplay itself was so incredibly broken that they took the Dragon's Dogma team off the pre-work on Dragon's Dogma 2 and said, you know what, you're going to help these Americans fix this, because holy shit.
Wow.
Blades don't make everything look cool. It doesn't make it look cooler.
Yeah.
That makes me feel bad for Capcom, that they thought they could hand it over to this other team, and they find out they can't even do that because they fucked it up so much.
That they pretty much had to call in the old team and go, guys, we need you to come in and fix this shit.
Yeah, now Lurkopter brings up a very interesting point here also, that originally Ninja Theory was all set to use the original character designs. But Capcom said no, we want something new, we want something different. The reason for this is that because 2 of the greatest creative minds behind the original DMC series have left Capcom since then, at, shall we say, under less than pleasant circumstances. Hideki Kamiya, for example, basically said that Capcom is a huge pile of shit and he wishes that everyone in management would up and die from kidney cancer or something. So they were incredibly pissed off at his behavior, so they basically did the same thing there that they have done with Mega Man, in that they have tried their damnedest to smash all the memories of what the series used to be like in order to basically cut these original creative personas out of the franchise. Which basically means that what they told Ninja Theory was basically that you can't make it look like the old Devil May Cry, because we want to move away from that so that people will forget the old Devil May Cry as much as possible, so that we don't have to worry about these original creators getting back and being all uppity about it. So basically, alienate as many fans as possible, add a dubstep, fuck yeah. Now, it should be mentioned that they've done this with Mega Man, they've done this with Resident Evil, and they have done this with DMC. And what we have learned from this is that Mega Man Legends 3 will never happen. The new Mega Man games are for iOS and are pretty shit. The new Resident Evil was so bad that it is probably the most resold game in recent years. And the new DMC, while a decent action game, is only so after incredible efforts on both ends of the pond.
They've been fixing RE6. They've been fixing it.
Okay,
Yeah.
seriously, the only good thing I have heard come from it is the co-op survival. That's what anytime I see someone playing RE6, that's all they're playing. They're not playing the main story. They're playing the damn co-op survival.
Yeah.
No, I
'Cause
actually
that's
didn't like
the
survival that much. I mean, it's not bad. It's better than it was in 5, but...
But that's still saying something.
Yeah. But the best thing though about the new DMC is that the speedrunners are loving it, because the game is so incredibly buggy that you can basically break every other level.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Yay!
He
There,
has
the
finally
fact-
appeared.
I had to find another microphone, yes.
There you go, whatever you
Dota is
did.
on the stream. Welcome.
I got a completely different microphone. That is
Okay.
what I did.
There you go.
There you go. But yeah, basically, the speedrunners
Well,
love the
there's
new
stream
DMC because A, due to a bug that lets you fly endlessly, in all the demonic levels you can basically just leave the bounds of the level and go flying around wherever you please, and since most of the levels actually incorporate several levels in one map, you can basically set triggers that allow you to skip bosses and skip entire halves of levels and just move on.
Wow.
Sheface is of course being kind enough to link us a video. Thank you very much. Make sure to check that out. There's also the one that Dante has a move in the new game that allows him to reach out with his whip thing and grab an enemy that is below him and pull it up to him to continue an air combo. And the thing is that if you do that move, jump and do it again, you will continuously just rise up into the air. Because there is no limit to how many times it can be repeated.
Wow.
So you just slowly but surely keep going up and up and up and up and up and up until the camera is pointed straight up in the sky and the only thing you can see are some dots flailing around.
Oh, jeez. It's always fun when games have glitches like that.
It's by design. I'm sure.
Yes, it's a design choice.
It's not a glitch, it's a feature. Or it's not a bug, it's a feature.